Flogcast may occasionally contain explicit content that makes it not safe for work or for minors. It also doesn't provide an excuse to use the same words on Bay 13. Normal big footy rules still apply.
Alright, so this is the vlogcast for the split round. Fyfie joined by Ant,
G'day.
Dan,
Hello.
Teach,
Hi there.
Haduken,
Hi ho.
and Penal.
Evening.
Stole your eye there, Penal.
Yeah, what a dick. Geelong are always trying to poach the fucking success from Hawthorn. Like, you're trying to
shut
poach
up, bitch.
the Lee Matthews medal.
That's a Gold Coast. That's a Gold Coast attempt, but I've got no segues. We'll just go straight to Norf first. Carlton, lol Norf.
Well, we don't have to.
Well,
Lol, Norf, lol.
well, we tipped it
Norf.
last week though, didn't we? We said that if any team could lose this game, it's going to be North Melbourne.
We did.
And I went the Marzipan Dildos, and they
Even
stood
though
up.
the Grand Marzipan himself didn't play, they dropped him, and they
But
imported
the
this special-
potential Marzipan Dildo kicked how many and won the game?
Oh, they
yes, Jared
brought in
Waite.
the Collingwood licorice marzipan.
He's going to come good one day. That weight. They just wait.
No, he pretty much knew his contract's up. He needs another year. Let's play by one good game.
Oh yeah. But no, his potential is incredible. I thought the
So,
umpires were a bit dodgy though. They definitely favoured North a little bit. Carlton have had a good run with them, and I just couldn't help but feel that they were a bit hard done by North.
Yeah.
The
They were
umpires.
favouring North in the last quarter, and then Tom Harley comes on the air and goes, "Gee, Carlton have just got the rub of the green at the moment." I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but fucking Harley is a massive flog and dipshit.
For Harley to point
I
out.
was
pretty
driving the bandwagon, and I was lucky. I got flagged down, and I saw the police lights, and this policewoman came over, and she flashed her tits, and I was like, I was out of my brain. I'm like, oh, she's gorgeous. Look at those tits. But what I didn't know is there was a Carlton supporter going under the bandwagon and cutting the brake lights. And so we set off again, and I couldn't stop. But luckily for me...
And then I woke up and my bed was all wet and sticky.
Luckily for me, I could hit the ejector button, and I'd... and
They kind of worked with the wet and sticky,
More like
man.
the ejaculate button.
So
unfortunately, the bandwagon went off the side of the bridge into the river, and everyone else...
It will never be seen again.
That
and
wagon
never be
likes to
talked
swim
about
a lot.
again.
Teach,
Yeah.
was it a good mushroom season down Geelong Way, was it, this year?
Tell you what, that was a fucking good bandwagon because it put up a lot of crashes.
So Dan, you're saying the bandwagon likes the wet conditions? It's not like North then.
Oh, it's filthy fucking slut.
North.
Norf, because she fucked everyone. I mean, I came home with the clap after Friday night. I mean, losing to good sides is
And it had
horrible.
nothing to do with Magic Door, did it?
No, but I mean, giving victories to shit fucking sides like Carlton is just deplorable.
No. It's not just Carlton. You lost to Carlton with Cameron Wood in the team,
Oh,
and
he had a
Magic
good
Door
game
was
too.
serviceable.
Oh, jeez.
And
Can
you
I ask-
lost
So how did
to
Petrie
Carlton.
go?
Are Carlton playing finals?
Oh, he kicked two, didn't he?
I thought he only got one.
Petrie got one.
I have to look at
Yeah,
the stats.
just the one.
This could be him
Oh,
trolling
making
again.
finals.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
he's
he's trolling. He's
Yeah.
got to be trolling again.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they're in the finals again.
No, trolling.
Because
He's trolling us.
The funny thing was, I was listening to the ABC commentary before the game, and Scott was talking about how they were trying something new, and he was putting pressure on the players and amping up the week, and he mentioned about the week Malthouse has had, and he said he was trying something new and wanting to put pressure on them and let the leaders stand up under that pressure. Well,
Sorry.
that really worked, didn't it?
David King was saying Scott's got no plan B. It seems. I think we've mentioned it before. Plan B with the Scott brothers is to just flap your arms around for the cameras,
throw something at the screen and scream a lot. Go, "Ah!"
point at the old man in charge of the roof.
I liked what someone put up with the community chest for the North Monopoly board that teachers' insurance came through on the bandwagon collect 500. So hopefully, because it's been trashed twice, we can collect 500 twice.
Yeah, but your excess is going to be fucking massive now, Teach. You keep writing it off. And anyone else's bandwagon going to come in and get their insurance and goes, how much is it going to fucking cost?
Is that fucking Teach driving it? You get nothing.
Hey, Dan, what's the deal with Zeeble being the sub? Like, isn't he meant to be like the greatest footballer in North Melbourne history?
No, you're thinking of Liam Anthony.
Yeah, you're thinking of Liam Anthony. No, we haven't compared him to Pendlebury like Urquhart. Geez, I don't know. That's irrelevant,
Wait,
really.
What, just taking a toll or what?
Yeah, he should be on the AOD. I can't get my head around it. How the hell did we lose to Carlton? I said last week.
No. I'm going to tell you how you lost. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
The players and the coaching staff were flat because during the week their number one fan and member, Susie Olsen, won free tickets for tweeting about Wayne Schwass, and she wouldn't even turn up.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe they wouldn't let horses into the stadium.
She won.
They let
crowd
Boomer's
control.
wife in though, right?
Oh. Why are you laughing, Teach? You said yes numerous times on Mrs. Boomer.
Yeah, I'd say yes again.
Yeah, but Teach also likes deliverance.
Like farm animals. No, that's deplorable, Suze. I mean, if you're flaky as it is, but when you get free tickets, the club wants you to go. This is like them offering the old branch. The coach's cousin, yes.
Yeah.
And
Strong mutual respect from Robbo to give her free tickets after
Yeah,
that bait
but
she gave him too.
I heard that the reason she knocked it back is because they didn't give her a choice of soft drink.
Oh.
Well, I heard it was because she would have to walk.
What a cunt.
What else have we got on that game? Dan, you're going to say something, sorry, before I...
No, I've pretty much said all I needed to say. There's nothing else to...
Well, there is one last thing to add then. Lindsay Thomas at the end with the 4 fingers to the Carlton cheer squad, talking about how he kicked 4 goals, even though you lost.
Did he?
Oh,
I didn't see that.
They must have been giving him shit.
Well, that's class.
Yeah, any thoughts on that?
That's a flog celebration on the level of about Stephen Motlop.
That's approaching Treadray levels. Not quite Treadray levels, but it's
Brad
there.
Green pumping the fists when they're 10 goals down.
Maybe a Mark Williams shotgun. That's kind of.
Or a Chaplin grabbing the jumper, sort of.
Hey, we won though.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's the kind of individualism I'd expect from Boomer Harvey, not Lindsay Thomas.
Geez, Boomer's brave.
So
actually, there was a particular passage of play I thought was amazing. He got the ball, and I didn't see it. I was just listening to the radio. He said, he's broken through, and he's cleared, and he's running, he's bouncing, he's looking, he's bouncing. He could pass it off, but he hasn't. And no, he's gone a bit too far. So now he's trying to pass it to door. And I was like, gee, did Boomer just selfishly run too far? It's weird. It's he's only done it 378 times this year.
Speaking of running too far, what's the deal with Sean Atley? Is all that guy does is run?
Yeah, he's very good at running fast. That's just about
it.
Until
someone tackles him, he runs and doesn't do anything till he gets tackled. That seems to be his go.
Norf die. Sorry, wrong Atley.
I knew that was you, man.
We will move on to, for once, an entertaining Fremantle game.
So, all right, I want to just make this up front first because I want to break this story because, I don't know, over the weekend you may have noticed that it was press red for India sort of weekend. They had the multicultural thing where you could listen to
That's what I was thinking.
Indian commentary. And on the same time, the Indian people all across the world are paying attention to the AFL for the first time. There's a massive upset. And I'm thinking, yep, Indian betting syndicates.
Sorry, before you go further, it's not the first time. We had Rahul Dravid wear a Richmond jumper once. Come on.
That's really. Well, I suppose
that doesn't mean anything. That's like every star he wears a.
Did he?
I mean,
bat
if this was a cricket game played in India,
Oh,
the word would have gone out. The fix is in.
Absolutely. And let's face it, we all know Ross Lyon has had some financial trouble, and he didn't take Sandilands with him.
Yes,
didn't take Sandilands, and did basically play everyone in weird positions and so on, like where they would normally play, but just
Valentine. Maybe he punched that guy on purpose.
Yeah. I reckon it's a massive fix. Fremantle threw the game. So what that actually means is that St Kilda, by winning, actually had a reverse moral win.
An immoral win.
Well, yeah, they had actually an immoral victory. It's true. They shouldn't have won.
They also got more free kicks too. Like those 3 free kicks would have made all the difference in the world.
Oh, yeah, the umpires clearly
But according to Plugger, this shows that St Kilda aren't as bad as we thought, and Freo aren't as good.
He's bloody terrible after a Saints win.
Well, maybe Freo aren't as good as we thought, but they're going to have to win every game if they're going to want to win a top 2 spot. I don't think they can do it.
Well, they've got a pretty easy run home. Like they've got Carlton, they've got Guild State.
They've got Geelong in Geelong. They've got
Geelong. Yeah,
yes.
they've got
They marked that as a win.
They've got Geelong.
Yes, that is not an easy game. They're going to fucking lose that.
They've got Geelong, Hawthorn, and Port. That's not an easy run.
Good night, nurse. They're good.
I think Ross Lyon was just feeling really bad for St Kilda for leaving their list in such
It could be a
state.
guilty farewell to Lenny. That's the other thing. He may have felt sorry for Lenny.
Not Lenny.
They all love Lenny. Everyone loves Lenny. Yeah. Apparently, it's not homoerotic at St Kilda at all.
Well, the guy out front of the gate, I didn't love.
No, exactly.
But yeah, that was possibly the upset of the year. I think the only one that comes close to that is GWS Sydney in round 1 when things are a bit weird in round 1.
Round one's round 1.
Yeah.
That was an absolute slaughter.
Yeah, and the GWS beat Sydney, but Fremantle were flogged.
Funnily enough, I don't think anyone was actually jumping on St Kilda to, as a certainty to win that game until probably late in the third quarter when the margin hit 70 points. They were still talking, the commentators still talking about Fremantle coming back, and personally I was still thinking it.
Freo was so bad, they made Reece Stanley look like a footballer.
He played well, actually. He played very well.
Yeah, the Liam Jones versus Stanley thread has been bumped by Plugger.
There's the battle.
He's still a fucking potato.
And they're mighty 3 goals, and people responding, yeah, but Liam Jones has kicked 4 goals plenty of times before.
Yeah, he kicked 3 goals, and he had a great game. He had a breakout game, his first good game in 4 years or whatever. I just got to tell them Vickery plays 3 of these games a year, so don't get excited because this is.
I was going to say Liam Jones kicked 6 goals this week in the reserves. He's going to be back in the team. Whoa, that thread's going to get a workout. Well, isn't it funny though, that polls board thread? There've been fairly mediocre players, and it goes for how many posts? Like 2,000.
It's because no one wants to lay claim to the worst player in the league.
But that's Vickery though.
No. Piss off. He's nowhere near as bad as either of them two.
I'd rather Liam Jones than Vickery.
Of course you would.
So if St Kilda win another game...
Let's hear what the main board neutrals have to say about that, Fyfie.
If St Kilda win another game, they might not win the spoon.
Yeah, they're not going to win another game.
No.
Well,
actually, who do?
Well,
they play
who
Arsenal
knows
last
what's
round.
going to happen? This season is just a fuck up.
Yeah, mainly because of Norf, though.
We're getting closer now.
could
We
you
should
go
probably
back
do
and forth
a rundown.
The Saints have got Gold Coast next week, and so the week after the bye, they've got Gold Coast, and we all know no Adelaide, no Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, that could happen. Could happen.
It's St Kilda.
Didn't Petrie kick less than 2 goals against St Kilda?
It's mathematically impossible.
Well, there you go.
That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Not if Essendon get done for doping again, and fucking Collingwood gets done.
I'm surrounded by fucking pluggers here. He was trolling people. He was trolling. We established this a week ago.
Yeah, but Essendon supporters have been saying all along that fucking Collingwood and West Coast were on the gear as well. So
look how badly they've dropped off since all these things have happened. They're going backwards.
And Port too. See, it's very likely that St Kilda will make finals this year.
Who isn't on the Fizz Whiz?
Carlton. Carlton. They tried to. They followed up with a larvae after they were spying on Essendon.
North are too poor.
Yeah, North can't afford them.
Norfolk poor joke. Yeah, that's good.
Haha, we're clean too. We're poor.
Anything else on that game, Fremantle St Kilda?
Nah.
No, it's just a pisser.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. We'll move on to probably what was the best game of the round, which was the Dogs versus the Druggies.
Well, that was a
should've
game
won
we
that one.
snatched. Yeah, that was a game we snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory.
I will be.
What can I
magnanimous.
say though? We lost Wallace with a broken foot, down a rotation. Cooney was probably a bad choice for sub in the last quarter. Yeah, and Carlisle, bloody hell. Just as well he's a Bulldog supporter, so he'll be coming our way once his contract is up.
Yeah,
But
but
he's-
I mean,
and his
the
band
Bulldogs,
is finished, you mean, as well?
I mean,
But
the
we've
Bulldogs,
already got one of your forwards. Why not take another?
the Bulldogs coaching staff pulled an absolute crap decision matching up Morris on Carlisle.
Look,
That and the fact that
they
Roughhead's
didn't have him
playing
to
with a
start
shoulder
with.
injury,
They
so
had Roughhead on him to start. And I think
yeah, I mean they shouldn't be playing Roughhead at all. So
It's just
Anyway,
your lack of other
They
alternatives.
didn't have
isn't it?
anyone they
Pretty
could
much.
play on him.
But
pretty
honestly,
much. I mean, it
the
was.
way he's playing, not many people can.
You want to
stop
talk
him.
about bad coaching, though? I just got to highlight what it's difference it's making to Essendon to once again have a real coach. that Carlisle is up
So,
for,
yeah,
and he's been
because we-
persisted
because-
with up there.
Because this time last year we weren't 13-3. No, we weren't playing well at all then. No, like I'm going to say credit to the Dogs.
Until
They seriously played well. Sorry, thanks. By the way, thanks for Bomber and all of your coaching staff and some of your staff
Thanks for
players.
the weapon and Dank.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the guys that have rooted our club and set them back 10 years.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
We say that, but when we win the grand final this year, you'll change your mind.
Oh,
Anyway,
look, he's listening to Robbo.
This is like
here we
raw
go. Back to
dude
Bob
and
and Blitz.
I'm
20,000
on the
Hawthorn
bandwagon
supporters.
now.
Get your own wagon, for God's sake.
he's gone to get insurance on it.
But
And-
I will
No.
say, I'll get back to my point. Bulldogs, they played well. Those kids are good. I will say, Bontempelli is Italian for I will rip your head off and shit down your neck. Stringer is a really good forward.
Jake Stringer, I noticed this watching him because he's that awkward height and size, hard to match up on. He is
Yep.
what Melbourne always thought they were going to get with Jack Watts that just hasn't eventuated.
Yeah,
But the biggest
Stringer's
difference
got
between
grunt.
him and Watts is Stringer is a man,
Heart, passion, ability.
and he's got a bit of a swagger. That arrogant swagger about him, where Jackie prunes his beard and trims it
Should have played
at half time,
basketball according to the second greatest of all time.
And I will say you were a bit unlucky because Wallace was doing a top-notch job on Heppel, broke his foot, Heppel got off the chain, and we won. And I honestly think that may have been the difference. So,
Good
bit of
point.
luck.
As I said, it was that, and Cooney was a poor choice of sub coming back from injury.
Yeah, he was horrible. He did nothing.
It was his first game back. They should have ran him in the reserves. But
We-
anyway, credit to Essendon. Carlo kicked his 8 goals, and that was the difference.
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
I thought
And he-
Frovat did pretty well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Horovat was all right. Yeah.
Hobart.
Well,
He
he-
needed to pick up his
backing up from.
because he was shit last week.
Yeah, I mean that shit that he got the Norwich Rising Star Award for the week.
Yeah.
Combination.
I don't think it's been the Norwich Rising Star in about a decade, Ant.
You're
Or whatever the
putting
fuck
it
it's
wrong
called, man.
It's fucking bullshit, but he was better. He was better this week. I know that he's a good player, but he was fucking shit the week before.
Frovat is
Anyway.
Croatian for I make angry Geelong supporters melt because they have no good youth.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of concerning youth at Geelong, gee, did you just scrape over the line up at Scotus Stadium?
Did you hear SJ's
Never in trouble. And you want to talk
bullshit?
about
Did you hear SJ's interview at the end of the game? He wasn't happy.
I knew it. I watched
He
the game.
wasn't
I knew
happy.
what went on.
Can I
Georgie
say-
Gordon-Smith, what a fucking star he is. And we were never in trouble. in that game.
Teach,
Never.
you had the twitchy bum hole during
Yeah,
that game,
you
didn't you?
did.
Yeah,
You were just
No.
lucky Johnson had the calmness to hold on to that ball when it was a goal in it. After the GWS player missed, mind you, and just run it to 50 and kick it behind so that your youth couldn't fuck it up on the turnover.
Really, that
Never
game did show
Yeah.
your senior
Never
players held on, though, Teach. If it wasn't for your older players with the cool heads, you would have lost that game.
Again,
Well, okay. So we get a week off. We come back. We're going to fucking smack North. And
but
then...
you won't. North will beat you. That's
in
how
the
the
last
season goes.
round of-
Yeah,
the
North
last
Melbourne always win the
round-
games they're not supposed to
Okay,
win, man.
You
No matter
are
how
actually
shit
going to
your
be.
youth is, You'll still go in favourites and Norf will roll you.
North,
you're going to get run over by your own wagon, teacher.
North Melbourne is actually going to be
wagon's destroyed.
The last win of the year.
Dead. And then the last game of the season, we will just sink the knife into Hawthorn's neck, look into their eyes, and go, "You're fucking dead. Good night, nurse."
And then you'll change your tip somewhere between now and then. And...
Wait, did teacher seriously suggest that Geelong would beat Hawthorn when it matters?
I think he said last round when it doesn't matter.
23,
Sorry, I thought he meant like the prelims or something.
It's just home and away, so it doesn't matter.
No, sorry, I thought you meant the prelim, and I was like, what?
Nah, that's not going to happen. Geelong are missing the 8. Petrie's seen to that.
We won't make Hawthorn in the top
sandwiches or something.
We'll finish in the top 4, and Hawthorn will finish about 7th.
Well, you're gonna
Seventh. Fucking 7.
Can we get a bit more on Geelong GWS? Because for once...
Do we have to? It was kind of a shit game. It was...
GWS
were good.
Right. Yeah,
they played all right. Toby Green is really good and will be great right to the point where he gets locked up and thrown away. Other than
that, had the 3 tall forwards in the team again.
Well,
and that actually worked for once.
Well, it did.
Yeah, and all 3 of them will be off to Sydney next year.
At least one of them's going. I don't know which one, but one of them's leaving because they're just not getting.
It would have to be Pat.
I don't think.
Wouldn't it?
No, I reckon.
It can't be Boyd because he's still got his 1 year left on his 2-year.
You trade, but
contract.
if I was them, I'd trade him out.
Yeah.
And I've heard Cameron is the number 1 out of the 3 of them.
Yeah, you'd keep
Cameron's
Pat and Cameron. They're the 2 that look guns. And if I was St Kilda, and had a lock on the number 1 pick, I'd be looking to make a trade with GWS.
Well, they've got Jacks as well, haven't they? GWS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that seems to be what the scuttlebutt is that GWS are happy considering trading one.
Well, the inside word we're just on that. The inside word at the Bulldogs is they don't run forwards in the draft this year, so they're going to be throwing up their first round pick to GWS to get one of their talls.
Problem is you're winning too many games to have a good first round pick to make it worthwhile.
Well, pick 6, pick 5, it's still.
St Kilda have said that they're willing.
No, I read on the main board from one of the Essendon supporters that you're going to trade pick 5 plus Johannesson for Hurley.
Yeah, that was funny. I'm up to 10 likes for just responding with lol.
Mind you, Johannesson kind of devalues the pick 5, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's been playing bloody good lately.
He's good, but he's no
okay.
Courtney Dempsey.
But he just also signed a 3-year deal, so he's not going anywhere.
We don't need him. We got Hibbert and Dempsey.
Anything else on, GWS, Geelong, or just GWS's trading in general?
Well, one's going to go. It'll be interesting to see where they go.
Well,
they can't keep
that's why GWS picked Victorians solely, because I know they're going to lose players, so they'd rather have a bidding war of 10 clubs than,
the 2 out west.
Adelaide and Port. Yeah.
Come to Norf, Patton. We can't pay you, but come anyway.
Hey, it's a North Port joke.
Is that everything on those 2 teams? Geelong's youth is concerning though, and really, would any of their young players, younger than Hawkins, have got to get a game in the GWS team in 3 years?
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
Isn't Selwood younger than Hawkins?
Okay, younger than Selwood.
They're the same age, aren't they?
Yeah, same draft. Come on.
Yeah, but Hawkins is twice the weight.
Selwood
get fucked.
Selwood used to have a twin brother, but Hawkins ate him.
Hawkins threw off a number of tacklers and
to Happy Meal.
Murdoch for a goal. He is just
once again, Hawkins and Selwood and Johnson that drag you over the line whilst the young players, kind of ski.
Kelly did well as well.
Yeah.
When is George Holland-Smith going to win you a game? Come on, when?
Oh, Georgie was fantastic on the weekend.
What about Billy?
You didn't even fucking watch the game, did you?
Hey,
he was as good as Rovat was last week.
Why on earth would I watch GWS Giants and Geelong? Jesus.
I did watch the end there when SJ was cracking it.
Now, George Holland-Smith will win plenty of games off his own boot in the world's shittest name contest.
I think we've milked that one.
Yeah.
You're such a fag, mate.
Did the sensitivity training do nothing?
Oh, dear.
Clearly the sensitivity training hasn't worked.
I told you, it was it's the realigning of the word. It doesn't mean anything to do with being gay.
See, anus cat, this is why you needed to come on this week.
That was poofta you were saying. Now you're saying fag.
Oh, no. We agreed last week that fag
We didn't agree with anything, man.
Oh.
You just talked and we just let you go.
Yep. Tank Girl is living vicariously through me tonight, and I am offended on his behalf.
Or her.
Or her behalf.
Or their behalf, if
Tits.
Suck a
not
fat
being
one.
specific. Teacher's going to have to take a week off. We're going to have to suspend him, I think.
What?
Red vest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fair.
Moving on to Port versus Melbourne. Well, Port got out of jail just because Melbourne couldn't kick at the end.
Oh,
Jay
but
Schultz
that end of the third quarter there, I got a feel for Jackie Watts. That free kick that went against him, and Port got that goal to put them in front. That was dodgy.
That was
well.
absolutely there. If you
Oh,
take
no.
your eyes off it, you can't touch their body.
He was going the ball, and he made contact with the ball with his hands.
Doesn't matter. You actually see the footage behind him. He lowers
I
his
actually
head
felt
and
that
watches Wingard, and he touches him with his body. If he gets only ball, it's okay, but because his hand makes
But
contact.
he got a lot of hand contact on the ball though. He was going to spoil.
That's not the point. You
Was it a caress or a grope?
I didn't see what the other hand was doing, but
This is Jack Watt.
Wingard didn't look that unhappy about it. But yeah, that pretty much cost him a game.
How did Melbourne get that close to Port?
Because
though?
Port have
I
lost
see
their
that.
fucking plot.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. I think that they've hit the wall for a while now.
They are this year's Essendon.
No,
Yeah,
they're
no,
clean.
Without the
right down to
drugs.
the drugs.
Oh no, I thought they were on drugs. Remember, that's what everyone was saying. Even Bosk picked that. So have they had a rash of soft tissue injuries yet?
They've had
I
a
mean,
few in
next,
the
you
last
wait
couple
and
of
see.
weeks.
Yeah, there you go. You see? They're on the gear.
Yeah, Paul Rivers, he's on the tanning injections and erectile dysfunction tablets and shit, isn't he?
No, Hinkley, man.
Oh, Hinkley, sorry.
Yeah, he could be maybe something for his baldness.
But-
And Koshy as well.
Yeah, James Frawley was shit. He was really, really shit. Like, he cost Melbourne the
And
game.
he wants a 7-year deal from someone.
He wants $800,000 for 7 years. Just
Isn't-
think
isn't
about
he-
that.
Isn't he meant
But
to
the
be
thing
the new
is,
Hawthorn
Melbourne supporters
superhero?
think they're going to get that because they're like, oh, we're going to get about
I thought he was
band
going
one
to Hawthorn
compensation,
to
blah
replace,
blah blah blah.
to replace Brian the Guillotine Lake.
The thing about
Good, really?
the thing about
I haven't watched
Hawthorn's-
him much. Is he any good? Really?
He's a key defender who...
He's
can-
not worth what he's asking.
No,
though.
he's not worth what he's asking. Let's just
not
call it
even
that.
close.
He's worth about 500k tops.
Over 4 years. That said, we laughed at Eddie Betts' demands last year, and he got those, so...
Just to answer the question from Haduken, there's been some speculation, yes, linking him to Hawthorn, but the thing about Hawthorn's trading is it tends to be kind of... They throw a lot of misdirections out there.
Yeah, I was going
And
to say, do you
then
have
maybe-
anyone currently suffering from depression to give to them?
That's a bit rough.
Well, they've only done it, 3 times now, I think, over the last 15 years?
They send him to Norf, don't they?
Yeah,
No,
normally.
yeah.
normally.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, because last year the whole rumours were about how we were going to get Billy Longer from Brisbane, and then we end up getting McAvoy instead. Hawthorn never traded by...
Okay, so
that
if the
people
rumor,
are
well,
writing
then,
about.
so who are you actually going to get? So if you're not going to get Frawley's going to go somewhere else. So someone else's key defender is going to.
Tully is a Vic boy, isn't he? He's out of contract, I think, end of next year.
Well, Talia's grandfather was in the 54 Bulldogs team. I think he'll come play with his brother.
Fucking, you sound like a North supporter with fucking David Swallow. David Swallow!
that was a little
Yeah, but I'm not drinking my own fucking Kool-Aid here, am I? Of the lemon variety.
Back on the Port game, but can you just imagine if they lost another game, the melts?
Ooh.
They melted anyway, even though they won, but can you imagine if they lost?
Port, we're talking.
Yes, Port.
Oh yeah.
The new melters of Bay 13.
Melto and Melt stuff. Yeah, they could.
I think it's
they could-
because they weren't quite used to
and
winning.
Jimmy Melt cans. Who else is there?
Oh, yeah. Doesn't he get
AJ Melt, numbers.
boobs going on?
Yeah.
It wasn't the biggest backfire we've ever seen, but it was memorable in its own way. Amstaff mentioning that we will beat a bottom team by more than 7 points, and then they go ahead and win by 3.
Anything else on that game or anything?
It was a
I
surprise.
thought they were lucky to win. They were lucky to win.
I didn't watch it.
I was going to say, overall, like, nothing on that game specifically, but it was a surprisingly interesting weekend of football, and it's actually really opened up the year a bit. Both the 4 and the 8 have kind of opened up a bit.
Yeah,
And,
You know what clubs are doing now,
considering
though?
they're only 5 games.
You know what they're doing now? They're retiring players so that they can get a win.
Do you reckon
Yes.
for the emotional thing?
Yes.
Because there's
And
been
I
about
think the Dominic
Probably
Cassisi
not,
thing
yeah.
almost counted against them. They were flat, Port Adelaide.
and
who else,
still
man?
won.
Cox is
Well, Lenny
going.
Hayes, Cox is retiring
Hayes.
this week.
Yes. You're
That-
going to
that
have to
said,
retire
Ant,
Newman this week.
No, they were flat, but they were still better than they were the last couple of weeks.
Mm.
So maybe it did lift them.
So yeah, there are quite a few players retired in the last week. You know, a couple of champions of the game like Lenny Hayes and Dean Cox, and then there's Nick Maxwell.
I liked in the same week, Bob Murphy had a press conference, said, I'm letting you guys know I'm going on one more year, sign another deal. Quite funny, man.
Bob Murphy's actually pretty good. Although watching the Bulldogs run around, Cooney gone, and Boyd, he wasn't terribly good.
But that's just Boyd all the time. He gets the ball,
Yeah, but
and then he
Matt's
tries to
trying
do. He's been like that for years. He gets the ball
Maybe-
really
maybe-
well, but he tries to do too much with it. He goes to the
maybe-
basics.
And it might be time to take old Yeller out the back. You know.
This has pissed me off for so many years, and I'm sick of it. You've got guys like Boyd and Priddis who are genuine superstars of the game because they can win their own ball in tight, and
kick
yes,
it out on the full.
they're not the best disposal. They don't have great disposal efficiency, but neither does Cochin, neither does Dangerfield, neither does Swan, neither does Judd. There's no difference between Matt Priddis and, Dangerfield.
Bradshaw.
No, Dangerfield can kick the ball further than 20 metres.
Dangerfield is
run
also.
and carry.
Priddis
anyone-
They say Dangerfield's also a little bit quicker than Priddis, just a little bit. You know.
Is anyone near
Dangerfield has a
Penal's
bigger
house?
head.
Because Penal needs to get a massive dose of Panadol right now.
Not
Because
to mention some of those players
his
can also
brain is
play in
bursting.
other spots.
Yeah.
Like they're versatile enough to go
So
forward. in
how
most
the
cases.
fuck could you say that and be sensible?
I'm sick of the Priddis hate. Priddis is the greatest West Coast Eagle of all time.
This is the biggest medical emergency we've had since Fyfie nearly died.
He's a surfer
Fuck
that
yeah.
plays football.
What? So he's like
If
Maine.
you ever need to clean your toilet, you can just stick his head in.
Speaking of Haduken's comment, I forgot to mention this before, but it's about taking old Yeller out the back. What about old Dustin? Because first you dropped him, then you brought him back, and then you threw him forward because you couldn't play him back.
Yeah, well, it has occurred to me that Dustin has the last couple of games looked, and this is the dreaded word, a bit slow.
Looked his age.
Well, he's played 392 games, so he's got 8 to go.
And he won't get him this year.
Well, unless we actually win our final or two. But
Yeah, but you won't win a final if you pick
No, but quite seriously, I would re-sign him for a year anyway. Play him in the first 2 games of the year. Who the fuck cares if we win them or not? And get
And then you get
400.
banned for 2 years. Ha 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 ha.
Dustin was not one of the ones who took
Yeah,
the
he's not.
injection,
He's not. He was
so
on the list.
they'll need him to fill a spot on the list.
He'll be
Yeah.
playing till he's
It works
44.
well.
Yeah. So I personally say yes, he's, and it could be that he's just like, because he's looked shit a few games this year, and then had a couple of good ones as well. So I still think he's got a little bit left in the tank, and I reckon he's got 8 games. We just got to get them to 400
He
so that.
he could be
so
the
that-
sub in 8 games.
That'd be the least inspiring sub ever. That was. Didn't someone pick someone as a sub this week that was just bizarre?
Cooney.
Cooney, no.
Cooney was coming back from injury, so they wanted to
in
play
the
him
Oh
as
yeah,
the
Norf
games.
picked Zeeble, and
Yeah.
aren't subs supposed to give you a run?
Well, no, because Zeebel's been through that grueling Jenny Craig program recently, and it's taken a lot out of him.
Yeah, I hate to be a broken record, but back to Geelong's youth, they had Brad Hartman as the sub. No, their sub came on, did not get a touch, did not get a tackle, did not get a stat. What is going on there?
We won the fucking game, you idiot.
That is a bit concerning,
no,
though, don't you
actually-
think, Teach?
I actually,
No, I couldn't
you know
give a
what?
fuck. As long as we win.
At least Priddis and Boyd can
No.
find the ball.
no,
He's got
he's North
donuts
Melbourne
around.
captain material.
I think Penal has a valid point, Teach.
He could captain North Melbourne.
Who
I'll
can
say
captain
what
North
I
Melbourne?
don't give a fuck.
No touches.
Teach, are you happy with his impact as sub? Zero stats? Are
Do
you
not
happy with that?
Yeah, we won.
He's called the
That's it.
super sub down at Kidinia.
Or Drew
Let me
Petrie.
see. Where are we? Oh, we're second. We're second on ladder. Oh, well,
It's a half completed round.
fuck not given.
Since when is Teach channeling Yoda there? Fuck, I do not give.
Substitute, not cared about.
Yoda at St Kilda. Rip you, I will.
Yoda's too little. He'd never survive. They'd burn him to death in St Kilda.
We will move on from retiring players to the funniest news of the week, and it's cropped up. It's cropped up today. Stephen Trigg's going to Carlton.
Yeah, Trigg, Carlton. Brown paper bags for all. You know,
they're going to go from sausages to pies.
It is.
Seriously going to get a gig at Carlton?
Yes.
Is he?
Well, yeah, that's.
Oh, no way.
That's almost as good as when Collins went back to Carlton, then got them to sign on at Etihad, and then left them for Etihad Stadium. It's pure Carlton, isn't it?
The club that went over the salary cap gets the last person to orchestrate a salary cap breach.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, they know how to cheat, so they want another cheater.
But you'd think they'd have learnt by now that you can't do it, and you'd think he would too.
Yeah, but they've also tried trying to play football, and that hasn't worked out either. So, you know, they're going to have to throw something.
Oh, well, no, it makes sense, though, because ever since they've stopped the brown paper bags, they've been shit. So they need a seasoned cheat back on the helm to get back to the team of old of just buying players, dodgy deals, and cheating their way to how many odd premierships.
Fair enough. Don't straighten out your lines. Just go more crooked, I guess.
I'd say something humorous, but we lost to the shit side last week.
They have that mantra, you know, where Carlton fuck the rest, you know.
Yeah.
And you can smell what we're cooking, and
they
know we're coming, and yeah, all those other shit slogans that they use.
But, yeah, it was
whatever it takes. Oh, sorry, that was yours.
It's a bizarre idea, and we've actually compiled the top 5 better ideas than Carlton employing Trigg. So, number 5, Ant.
Giving Suze free tickets to a game. She didn't go.
Number 4.
She had to walk home, the cunt.
Number 4.
Is that a horse?
Yes. Number 4.
Take a good hard look at yourself.
Oh.
Number 4.
In the mirror.
In the mirror.
Number 4, Haduken.
Employing the weapon as your conditioning coach.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks, Geelong. Fuck you.
Black Ops.
Number 3, Penal.
Ditching two-time premiership coach Bomber Thompson for untried scumbag James Hird at the end of this year.
Number 2, Teach.
Freo resting players this week.
And number 1, Dan.
Tipping Norf.
Or yeah, placing any bet on them.
Yep.
Yeah, anything else on Trigg, it's just...
It's scum meets scum.
Go there and do what you were meant to do, Trigg.
Yeah.
Fuck Carlton in the ass.
I'm gobsmacked that they're going to employ him.
I think it's great.
It's good. It's good for footy.
It's just one of those things where you go, you just can't write this shit. You just think of it and you go, who thought that was a good idea?
But just on Trigg, wasn't he part of their boys' club in South Australia as well?
Yeah, he negotiated the Adelaide Oval deal that nets them less than $1,000.
Yeah, this
per
is the one
person.
fucked over by Adelaide and Port.
Yeah, get some $5 for everyone who comes through the door.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that makes sense then, because with Collins screwing over Carlton on their Etihad deal, why not
Carlton...
get someone in whose resume includes screwing over the South Australian teams with Adelaide Oval?
Weren't Carlton on the verge of trying to get out of their Etihad deal and go back to the MCG or something?
I think what Trigg's grand plan might be is to bring back Optus Oval and fucking lose money, even if it's a packed stadium.
And you know who the big winners out of that are? Geelong, because the shithole's no longer the biggest shithole going around.
It'll always be a shithole on this.
Speaking of stadiums, though, since it's happened, the infamous Goo Stadium, as we've dubbed it, the design came out last week, and yeah, anything on that? Anyone seen it?
This is the WA one.
Yes.
I haven't actually seen the design itself. What does it look like?
Sticky.
Hang on.
As the resident Perthite on the Flogcast, obviously I don't go to many Perth games because they're Fremantle games and West Coast games and are boring. But It's actually fundamentally a very aesthetically pleasing stadium, long overdue, and it'll probably be built 10 years behind schedule because that's the way things go over here.
You'd have a referendum on building it, and you'll just say no.
Yeah, how exciting.
Okay. I'm just looking at the very pretty pictures of it now online.
Sorry, was I too mainboard for you there? I'm cleaning it up. The stadium's not even as fat as Hawkins.
Is it going to be like as big as Subiaco? Are they intentionally going to make it as big a ground, or are they going to change it so that...
it's going to be more similar in dimensions to the MCG than Subiaco, so it'll be shorter and wider than Subiaco.
The wide open expanses of Subiaco is going away.
It's not going to suit Ross Lyon because he likes the nice narrow ground to choke things up.
Maybe I've got myself confused with Aurora, but I'm pretty sure Subiaco is very, very narrow.
It is.
Yeah, but long, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's always talk about it being a big.
Yeah. So the
boo crowd will
shorter and wider.
Yeah, as long as you've got good boo acoustics, it should be okay.
That's what you need. Yeah.
A long stick.
Maybe they will have accelerated booing. You know, they'll have reflective boundaries around it that just make the boo accelerate. You know,
spit it out.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
We've talked for a bit about that.
Teachers from Geelong, he doesn't know what good stadiums are.
Look, I've got a couple of other things. Do we want to discuss the rumour about the grand final entertainment?
What's that?
Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Tom Jones.
Search bomb. Oh, my shit. Sorry.
Better than Meatloaf by some.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, but Tom Jones is over the hill as well. So
yeah, but no, he's a legend, man. He'll do it.
I like the comment I read in the thread about Jack Watts will throw his panties at him. That amused me. But
has there ever been a good grand final pre-entertainment?
Yes, Lionel Richie.
Yeah,
walking
on the ceiling, man.
But that's the thing. They're not exactly setting the bar high with going after them when they're too old to be impressive.
I've been to a lot of grand finals, and it's always been bullshit. And I just don't know why they even persist with it. I just think that they should go with not the VFL, but probably the under-19s grand final, like they used to before.
What's the under-19s?
No, not the under-19s.
The TAC grand final.
The TAC grand final. If they go with the TAC grand final before the main grand final, well, at least people have got something to look at other than having a
isn't
look
it
at
now the half-time?
I reckon they need to channel the 1991 grand final.
Bound for Glory.
And have the old Batmobile, Angry Anderson.
They should have they should broadcast live the final of the X Factor at halftime. Fucking Romping Wins would do that. Like if Gil asked Hamish for ideas on what to do for the halftime entertainment, he would fucking put that forward.
Well, if Gil's a man of the people, he would never He would never give it the rubber stamp.
Gil is not a man of the people. The man plays polo. People who play polo, their only interest in people is the squishing sound they make after you push them off a high building. That's it.
That's a pretty good note to move on from if you've got nothing else.
Nah.
Move on to this week on the Bay. Thread of the week. I think we're pretty unanimous on this one.
Well done. Bravo to Anus Cat. I'm even going to say Tank Girl. We're going to use the proper name because you have reeled in one of the big fish. You have gone fishing.
The orca whale.
And you have got the orca of the seas, Hodgepodge, on that line.
She really has 20 and 3 this week, hasn't she?
Oh, she has. Absolutely nailed him. Right. It's beautiful to watch. It's probably still going. They're probably posting on it right now.
Yeah, I've just got a few likes putting out the Lee Matthews pisses with his pants around his ankles.
I just want to put it out there. Are they the same person?
Tank Girl
No.
And Hodgepodge?
Yes.
No.
Is this an elaborate self-troll of psychological proportions?
No.
No way.
Doesn't match.
No.
I thought I'd put it out there.
Anus Cat's or Tank Girl. I'll do the thing. Tank Girl's got that many personalities.
Do the thing.
She couldn't. I'll use the proper name.
No, just
That didn't sound right.
Dan knows where I went.
Yeah, I know.
Fyfie will do the thing.
You've done it now.
Tank Girl's got that many personalities to maintain. It couldn't handle the 3 that Hodgepodge brings to the table. That's what I was trying to say. It's just too many.
Let's put it this way. Tank Girl has just done the Bay 13 equivalent of scoring 900 goals in 60 games. So for that, clear thread of the week.
I have to say, Ugak's thread's rolling on. We've had the
Monopoly,
Saints one.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's already like
The Sue's edition, North Melbourne.
it will.
I got Park Lane. I'm happy with that.
It's a bit of a Monty for thread of the year.
Yeah, and
What about everyone who got done in the divvy van one? I got stuck between Ultra Rob and Sue.
I was going to say, you got nothing to complain about there, Teach.
You got the poor mods position.
Yeah, and basically.
At least I got second.
Sorry, but we should actually really say, Flogcast. If you're not Mayfair, you're not on. Really, I think you got to be Mayfair. A bit of elitism there.
Well,
Penal's
the
gonna
dogs
miss
one,
out.
the dogs one's still coming, so I'm hoping to get some primary real estate, man.
You're competing against Moffra. Moffra's got the...
Oh, Jean-Claude will be up there as well.
Oh,
which is
Jean-Claude
like
Van Difference.
He'd have to be Mayfair, Jean-Claude.
So I'm
the
sorry.
realisation when you don't get it.
Yeah, you're not even going to get Park Lane.
You don't get it.
I'm going to get old cunt shit road, aren't I?
Peach is going to get that.
Are there even enough dog supporters to fill the board?
Yeah, there's quite a few of us.
Teach
I'm
will
actually
get
privy
old
to the
cunt
list that Ugak is doing up, so I've given him a few tips.
Flog of the week. How'd we feel on this one?
I'm happy to give it to Plugger. It's my nomination.
I want Atlee. Fuck the band.
I want to nominate Sam Coppo 11 for Hey Shit Kilda, ready for a milning.
The Freo Flog.
Yeah, the Freo Flog who backfired.
Did he show up in the thread afterwards?
He did.
Yeah, he showed up, and he likes a lot of my posts. I'm okay with him.
All right, anyone got any?
Oh, you like a bit of an arse licking, do you, Ant?
I got nothing there.
What about Atlee? Atlee's got to be fucking perma-banned, dickhead.
He's
Mr.
board
Dine
banned.
off.
He's got board banned?
He's not coming back.
We have to special mention to the Essenmong thread of "You'll Never Walk Alone." Those are the 6 weirdest posts at the beginning you'll ever see.
Very, very. I thought, what the fuck
really at the end of that thread. I mean, yeah, his bomber.
Look at the first 6 posts.
His bomber's not
You
coming
got
in.
Mr. Aaron, you got strategy, you got bombers.
You got the Aaron trifecta in there. He's even talked to
Aaron
himself.
trifecta.
Wow. They're not covering
Yeah, that was pretty
glory.
weird.
Long Davy Jetta. I mean,
We got anyone else for Flog of the Week?
Can we give a retrospective one to fucking Legend? Because he didn't show up at all last week, but he deserves a Flog of the Week. Maybe he heard us saying we're going to give one of them to him next week, and he got scared and ran away.
No, that means if we don't give him one, he won't come back, so we won't do that.
Well, the round technically isn't completed, so maybe we don't have to give one this week.
Well,
we can have a preliminary.
no,
Flog.
all right, we give it to Suze for not going to the game.
Yeah, right, do that.
The thinking cat.
No, the drinking cat.
The drinking cat, of course. The drinking cat. And quickly on...
Is that why she's so abusive? She's on the piss.
Yeah,
that's
always.
fine.
And we will look at last week's poll. Are any of Geelong's young players better than Nathan Rovat? 24.2% said yes. Teach. It's good, isn't it? 24.2?
Fucking liars.
24.2 also said no. And
Teach was one of those. I saw that. And It was
Yeah.
like, has Mardo hacked his account or
And
something?
52% or 51.6% said even consensus number 1 pick Jack Watts is better than Geelong's young players.
Ooh, ouch.
Harsh.
But true.
But harsh.
So basically, you have
Well,
to
you're
add
all-
the yeses and the Jack Watts picks together.
Yeah.
Well, you're all
Basically,
bunch of
75% say that Geelong's youth, none of them are better than Rovat.
The people have spoken, Teach.
We can get fucked. We're second on the ladder.
Not for long.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was funny about the ladder. Fremantle lost and Porter's still 5th.
I did want to actually do a little thing on just upcoming games. 'Cause I was going to say, because North Melbourne gets to celebrate its last win of the season next week, because they get Geelong, right? And everyone knows that they'll smash them. That's fine.
Yes.
But if you have a look at their draw after that, right, they've got the Giants, the Bulldogs, the Crows, and Melbourne. And every single one of those teams is below them on the ladder, so they're not going to win any of them.
Oh, that's a reverse buddy soft draw.
It's pretty much. It's like, well, for North Melbourne, it's the toughest run home you can imagine because they play all the really shit teams.
So we're not going to even make the 8.
Possibly
Well,
not.
Petrie Predictor can't tell us, so we don't know.
No, he can't kick goals on himself now, can he?
Next week, West Coast Richmond at Patterson's. Nothing game really, but I don't know.
Are you going to go to that, Fyfie?
Don't think so.
Come on. He's like missed one game and he's copped a ribbing for it all season.
Yeah, Teachers missed like 5.
I don't know why. You could catch
So how do you think Hardwick's contract's going there, man?
Nothing.
Just dead silence.
I was
Hello?
trying to think of something
like-
and I just...
Are we on?
You could always answer
broke
honestly.
Fyfie.
Well, they've played the retirement card, so we won't win.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier. You have to retire someone from. You have to retire Newman or
Yeah,
someone suggested Hampson or something. Like
That'd be nice. It's a double win, isn't it?
No, I'm on the Haduken brain train for this one. Richmond are charging towards 9,
Teach always a fucking train with you.
Brain.
and Richmond will win.
They could. This could be part of the judge tonight.
I'm going to tip West Coast.
I want to know what they're going to do now. Who's going to be hot for Cox now? Now, if he's retiring, what are they going to do? Maybe ball, hot for ball, or gold, hot for gold sack. There we go.
They've got Brad Dick on their rookie list, haven't they?
They
They
do.
picked him up from
I think
Collingwood.
they do.
Hot for Dick.
Richmond.
Push it out for Pritis.
Yeah, I'll go Richmond.
All right, was that everyone?
No, I think West Coast will win on the Cox factor alone.
Brian's sons. No.
It'll be a hard game for
They
Richmond.
love Cox.
Oh, very hard game.
Paddles needs to break out the celebratory because no Ablett, no Gold Coast. Ryan's to win this one.
Nah, Brian's a shit sons.
Yeah, we'll go the Suns.
Didn't the
Suns.
Bryants beat Richmond?
No, they're the only team we've beaten twice this year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Gold.
Suns.
Bryans will win.
Yeah, I'm standing by Bryants.
Hawthorn, Sydney, well, this will be the ultimate. Like, after this, there will be melts, there will be goo. It'll be, yeah, which way is it going to go?
Tell us, Penal. What do you reckon?
I'm going to stick to what I said off air, and it's Hawthorn are terrible and have no chance in hell of winning this game, and they're finished. Too old, too slow. Hawthorn are done. Sydney by 10 goals.
You've been talking to Network
This is the reverse psychology. This is exactly why he puts the boots into Geelong and tips everyone who plays Geelong.
This is
Why
like,
would he do
now,
that? He hates
now he's
Geelong.
tipping everyone who plays against Hawthorn when it's ridiculous. So what's the meaning behind this panel?
No more ridiculous than changing your tip in 3 days.
Franklin's going to kick a bag on show and makers, I think.
Sorry, I have to step in. It's like when I had to step in on Pritis. I can't control myself any longer. I can't hold back the tide of boo. Sean Makers to kick 10, Hawthorn by 50 points.
wait a minute. So
That's better.
Sean
Tell us what
Makers
you
is
really
playing
think.
forward. Who's playing on Buddy?
Sydney have a crap forward line. We can play. We could play fucking. Sam Mitchell back there in our key defensive post and wouldn't have anything to worry about. That's how good Hawthorn are.
Oh, so your backline's going to read Mitchell for solo and
So
Hurrah! The real
go ahead and
Brutal
kick a
is back.
bag on Sammy Mitchell.
He's gone full Bombers 2003.
yeah, they're going to get Richie Vandenberg out of retirement.
All Australian ruckman Jonathan Segler will power the
Oh,
horse to victory.
Jesus.
This is the panel we love. That's
See,
what
I didn't even know Segler existed until he started talking him up on the Flowcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
I
never
reckon
heard of
Hawthorn
him.
will win.
He is legitimately in all Australian form right now. He was
Will he make
keeping
it?
That's
he was
red
keeping
Okay.
McAvoy
Settle
out of
down,
the side.
people.
But McAvoy's not that good of a ruck. He's all right round the ground, but he can't ruck for shit.
Hey, Haduken, you said first red vesting. I reckon Penal's over gooed it.
Yeah, it's a goo sub here. You know,
Yeah.
too much goo. And for the record, Sydney will win.
I reckon Hawthorn. Everyone seems to think they're going to lose, and I think they may be a bit better than everyone thinks.
Oh, I think it'll be close, but I still think Sydney will get it.
Hawthorn.
No, I agree with Fyfie. Hawthorn.
Hawthorn will win. 30.
The last time I went at my own was when I said Essendon would win, so
Just look at Segler's numbers, though. I mean, the Pies gave him up for Brodie Grundy, who's the Clanger King and can't even get a game now.
Funnily enough, I don't have Segler's numbers in front of me, but
Let's face it,
because he doesn't
why
care.
do we have
anyway.
Penal on? We have Penal on for the goo, and he's delivered.
We'll move on then to Collingwood Adelaide in a virtual elimination final.
Adelaide, by a mile. Collingwood, cooked, done, gone, goodbye, farewell.
Where's this been
No
played?
one likes.
MCG.
Doesn't matter.
Collingwood.
No. Adelaide.
Collingwood to keep it alive for one more week.
This is it. They're done. They're cooked.
Yeah, Adelaide will thrash him because Collingwood have no decent rucks.
Dangerfield to go 30-4.
Talia will shut down Cloak. Not that that's hard, but he'll do it. And that no one will kick goals for him. It's going to be a smashing.
I'm going to tip Collingwood.
All right, I think that's everything.
You get Teacher's tip?
Yeah, I'd say,
Geelong's
He's
not
been
playing.
waiting
He's
out
not
for
waiting
Geelong
till
this
last.
whole
Yeah.
tipping going, oh, fuck, they're not even playing.
I think Teach still wants us to do the fucking Geelong-Melbourne game from the week before.
No, it was shit house. Yeah, this was the Flogcast for the split round. Fyfie joined by Ant,
See you later.
Dan,
That's it.
Haduken,
Going to win it all this year.
Teach,
you're full of shit, Haduken.
and Penal.
Segler Australian.
Go.
You forgot about Dan.
Go. What?
You
Didn't I
didn't
say
say
him
good night to
second?
Dan.
Yeah, I got goodbye. It's all right.
You're not paying attention, Teach.
Teach.
Oh, I was distracted.
This is why you're going to be Old Kent Road.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.